Hello, we're talking about American Psycho now. I think about a year ago, there was like a huge surge in popularity for American Psycho. I don't know why, and I can't remember why. I can remember the movie pretty well. I can't remember why I decided to watch the film. I believe it was there in memes. Oh, there was also like a whole, wasn't the whole Sigma male thing using clips from American Psycho? Either way, American Psycho, the movie, is why I watched it, was because of the memes and the clips. But I watched the movie and it was a decent film. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it was a good film because I don't think it's a good film. I think it's decent. If I had to give it a rating, I would probably say like a 3 out of 5. But I do think Christian Bale does a very good job in his performance. I think he goes pretty deep into character. It's very uncanny, which I think Christian Bale portrays very perfectly. His wide smiles and his just overall fakeness just is so on the nose. Of course, we also have other actors like I believe Jared Leto and Willem Dafoe, but I would say this is primarily a Christian Bale film through and through. Like he is absolutely carrying it. Now, the main thing I didn't like about the film was the ending because I was like, okay, it just is. It's a very cheap way to end movies. I mean, I don't mean to demean it, but I hate movies where the ending is basically, and spoiler alert, it's like, but did it even happen or it never happened? It was all a dream, and all of that. And of course, in a way, the ending is open ended because you're like, so is that in his head or because he's so, influential that the powers that maybe covered it for him? So there is that question, but I feel like that is such a unappealing way to think of a film once it's ended, and it's not done in a very engaging way either. And yeah, the film is not scary either. Like it's kind of supposed to be a slasher, but it's a satirical film, by the way. If it wasn't obvious, I think that's what I found the most funny. Like because when you watch the film, I watched the film because of the hype surrounding the memes and the things. I feel like people completely overlooked what American Psycho is supposed to represent and why it is very much satirical. It is satire. And people just seem to not understand that, which makes me think maybe you all need to watch a lot more movies to really understand. It's not that deep. American Psycho is very surface level. It is a little deep if you really want to delve into it, but I don't think it's that deep that you're not able to. It's not fucking Inception. You don't need to have a really deep understanding of stuff to understand what American Psycho is trying to say. And I don't know how it became like this whole trend about how people completely miss the point of American Psycho. With Fight Club, it's not the same because Fight Club does have different levels of how deep the movie goes, and I can see why it's easy to misinterpret, you know. But with American Psycho, it that's really not the case. I feel like I don't know how you can misinterpret American Psycho because it's a pretty good film. It's decent, but it's not something where you would misjudge it so drastically as Fight Club did, you know. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully, the same people who misjudged it have rewatched the film and understand what it stands for now. I personally, I didn't care that much. I think Patrick Bateman is an insane character. I will say the character of Patrick Bateman, and maybe I won't. Eventually, I might try to read the book as well because the character of Patrick Bateman is absolutely insane. I like the concept of the character a lot, just this absurd rich maniac. There's this one scene where he goes up to a homeless person and he tells, "Oh, why are you homeless? You're just lazy or something." And it's such a, for me, that's the scariest part of the movie. It's such a haunting scene because there's a high chance there's people who exist like that. Now, obviously, they're not running around murdering people, but there's a high chance they think like that, with the whole homeless thing. And it just was so haunting for me to watch that. And I was like, God, like it's a good film. I will say, I don't think it's a great film, but it's a good film and definitely worth a watch. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, honestly, this just made me want to rewatch the film because Christian Bale does such a good performance of just really making your skin crawl in some of the scenes. But yeah, Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you've actually watched the entire film. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.